right, we're on to our next section where we're going to be talking about how to build a confident birth plan. And you're going to see this handout in the PDFs. And it kind of, to me, really builds about like, where do we start on building a confident birth plan? Like, do I drink, do I focus on my diet first or whatever? And really the first thing I want you to focus on is choosing your birth team and your location, because those are going to be the things that are really going to be the strength behind your birth plan. So, if you have all these things laid out and you've got all your information, you're ready to go, but then you have a care provider that is not supportive of your plans and your resources, if your care provider is not going to allow your doula to come to your birth, then there's going to be holes in your plan and then you're going to be really struggling. So first level is always finding your great team. Hire your doula, find your chiropractor, find out what hospital or birthing center or home you're delivering at, find a care provider that will be an awesome fit for that location, and then start building your plan from there. Also keep in mind, the birth team plan can change at any time. If you feel like your care provider was sounding really supportive of your plan and then suddenly their tone changed, you can always change your care provider at any point. So don't feel stuck with your team. You can always change if changes need to be made. The next level of our pyramid here is to set your mindset. Decide what your main goals are, and keep in mind that goals are goals. Sometimes we don't meet them, and don't build up a goal so much in your mind that is not super necessary that you can't achieve. And kind of how I like to explain this is like water birth, beautiful, amazing, wonderful. Sometimes moms or families, even dads, place too much of a hold on that water birth. Like that's their main goal. I have to have a water birth. And then if that plan changes slightly and they end up having their baby beside the tub or in the bed, or a baby gets born before the tub is filled up or whatever, sometimes that causes some feelings of like, oh, I didn't get the birth that I wanted. Even though it was a really awesome birth and everything went really well, it's just one of the goals was not met. So I encourage your goals to be, I want to have an empowering birth. I want to have a vaginal birth. Things that are way more likely to be completely successful and are a little bit more generic, like empowering birth. I feel like that should be everybody's number one goal, because no matter how you birth, it can be an empowering experience, and it can be something that you can look back on and be like, I'm really proud of myself. I worked really hard. I did really good. So find your goals, find the goals that are most important to you. Another good example is I have a doula friend who was working with a client who wanted a natural birth. She was also going for a VBAC, and she ended up choosing the epidural. And, my friend reminded her, it's like, I know that you really wanted this natural birth, but don't view the epidural as a failure. The goal that was more important to you than the natural birth was a vaginal birth. So, remember your priorities, lay out your goals in order. Like, if I felt like I had to trade one, which would I want to trade? Would I rather have this or that? So that you really have a good idea when you're in the experience of what exactly you want. Our next level on our pyramid is talking to your care provider. Ask tons of questions. If they are not a supportive care provider, it's going to come out in conversation, and talk them through all sorts of different worst case scenarios. Like, you say that you're going to empower me in my VBAC experience. I'm so excited about that. What happens if I get to 41 weeks? Will you still be just as, confident in my ability to birth my baby? What if, on your scans, it says that my baby is 10 pounds? Will you still be supportive of my VBAC plan? So really lay out a lot of scenarios so that you can see your care provider's opinions on a lot of different things. And it'll help you feel confident that they're the right care provider for you or not. And then just kind of like that kind of heralds back to that original, one. And then if you have to start back and work from the top, work from the bottom again, it's totally fine. Our next level is packing smart. Sometimes we end up taking things in our birth bags to the hospital that we really didn't need. So I have a suggested packing list as for hospital and birth center births in my PDF. So please check those out on how to really pack things that you will actually need. And remember, don't just pack for immediate needs like changes of clothes, ID, and all that stuff. Think about, what do you want your environment to look like? Do you want to bring twinkle lights? Do you want to bring a galaxy light display? Do you want to bring an essential oil diffuser? What relaxes you at home, and what do you do to relax at home? And how can you turn that hospital room or that birth center room to be as close to your home as possible? Bring your favorite blanket. bring your fluffy pillow or stuffed animal, pictures of your kids, anything and everything that will help you feel at peace in your environment. And all of that works us up to owning your birth. Remember, this is your birth. Recently, I was at a birth where the anesthesiologist was talking the mom through her options for what she would be able to do with the epidurals, like how much would she feel and different things like that. And he said, we liked you to be able to feel some things because we want you to be able to participate in your labor. And I wanted to crawl out of my skin. Like, she's not participating in her labor. I, the doula, am participating. You, the anesthesiologist, are participating. The care provider, we are all participating with mom and dad. You guys are experiencing this labor. You guys are the ones who are in control. This is your birth environment. So make it yours. Own it. Tell people that this is mine. And if you come into my birth, you have to respect my rights as a patient. You have to respect how I want my environment to be treated. The people at your birth, they work for you. You don't work for them.